Among Us is usually a fun and kinda silly game that is fun to play with friends, but sometimes things can go awry and leave us with some scary moments.
From surprise kills to possible very real murderous aliens, today we'll be talking about a few of these scary stories as we count down the top 10 scary Among Us moments.
Aliens are real. Greetings gamers and welcome back to Top 10 Gaming. I'm one of your hosts, Connor Monroe.
And I'm Olivia Kozlowski. Let's get counting.
That's how you say it. Okay.
Starting off this list at number 10, we have a vent surprise. One day I was playing around and I was not the imposter. When I'm not the imposter, I'm the type of person who loves to go around and just do my tasks and try and get them done as quickly as possible. We were playing the Skeld map and I had just finished emptying the chute in storage and I went over to electrical to divert the power. As I'm minding my own business, doing my task, unbeknownst to me, one of the imposters was being sneaky and venting around. Just as I finish my task and go to move on to my next one, Cyan pops out of the vent and quickly kills me before I even had a second to clock what was going on. I was obviously rattled by the situation. I feel like I got my revenge when people ended up figuring out that they were the imposter just a couple of votes later.
In at 9, Stream Crasher. Streaming Among Us is always fun. I've done it myself on my personal channel and we've made videos playing the game on this one. But the thing is that when you're a huge channel like Disguised Toast, Pokimane, or Mr. Beast for example, people are gonna wanna play with you, whether it be to stream snipe or just to say that they were in a game with the real Disguised Toast. This ends up causing many people to try and find ways to get the code to your lobby. This can be through some ways like trying to get the slightest hint, going to the streams of others you play with in hopes of them leaking it, or even hacking. But the scariest of all comes from when someone just guesses the code, since hacking your computer won't really get them your Among Us lobby code. When someone randomly joins, you start getting a little nutty. Someone leaves to make another lobby, and the others try to figure out who leaked it. Usually the streamer will come clean about having accidentally or purposefully leaked the code, but sometimes the random just guesses your private room code, and that can be really unsettling, especially if you don't know where they came from, and nobody is saying that they leaked it. You just kind of panic and point fingers, just like you do in the game.
Moving on to number 8, we have a scan mishap. Sometimes when you have a task that is visibly completed, you want to ask someone to watch you complete it so that they can vouch for you that you're not the imposter. Things like emptying the chute or getting a scan. So one round I see that one of my tasks is a scan and I think, sweet, this will prove my innocence. In our first emergency meeting before our vote, I ask if anyone will come and watch me scan. Red says they also have a scan, so they'll come with me and we can both watch each other's scans. This seems like a great plan. So after the meeting is over, me and Red run over to medbay and I hop into the scanner. I complete my scan and now it's Red's turn. Unfortunately for me, in a turn of events that I really didn't see coming, of course Red kills me as soon as I'm done my scan. It freaked me out because I really wasn't expecting it, but that's just a lesson for me to always be sus of everyone.
And it's 7, Trust Issues. Trust issues are something I struggle with on a daily basis, but that's because I worry about people reporting my crimes. But despite what happens in game, you'll still know the person when you leave the spaceship, right? When you're back in reality. Oh, there goes gravity. And everything back to normal. Unless it won't, because deep down you trusted your friend with all your heart, but they betrayed you. Sure, they had to in order to win, but it makes you wonder, what else would they consider winning? Sleeping with my partner? Taking my credit card information? My identity? The last piece of pizza in the fridge that I've been saving for a rainy day, even though it's been in there for 3 years, but it was mine, Nick. Why the f you take it? There is no limit when it comes to trust issues in the real world. Sure, they can kill you in game and it's game over, you respawn and try again, but not out here. Not when you've got only one chance. I've accepted the inevitability of death. Have you? Has your friend? And are they planning something more sinister than you first thought?
In our number 6 spot today we have a creepy error message. I knew I shouldn't have done this, but I installed a free Pets for Among Us mod in Safari and I was super excited to try it out. I really just wanted that little green alien looking guy because I think he's funny. I opened the game as per usual and saw all of the regular loading screens. I chose the map I wanted to play and went to join the game. Once I popped into the lobby, I was just about to finally get my little green alien when a message popped up just for me. It is never not scary to get a message like this. I know they're definitely right, and it wasn't the right thing to do for me to download the mod, but when I see messages like this, I honestly just feel like someone is watching me.
Halfway through number 5, real life. What if this were to happen in real life? What if somewhere out there a space mission went wrong and a crew got slaughtered and replaced by a parasitic alien that are now walking amongst the human race? Neil Armstrong could be one of these imposters. I mean, they had to get inspiration from somewhere, right? What if the inspiration wasn't the thing? What if they were hired by the government to make light of what happened on one of their missions? So when they reveal it once it needs to be declassified, we find out that it was all true and we can think, whoa, so Among Us is real? Instead of, wait, so there are aliens that have been slowly killing people for ages and we're just now finding out about it? I mean, it's a question as to why the game got so popular all of a sudden, and I'm not sure about you, but I won't be surprised if homicidal aliens are confirmed in 2021. They confirmed a UFO this year, and while that doesn't mean aliens, it could be the start of what we're looking for.
In our number 4 spot today, we have a locked in the dark moment. So I'm playing one day and I found out who the imposter was when I saw them pop out of a vent. I immediately began running towards the CAF to call an emergency meeting, with the imposter chasing me every step of the way. This sneaky imposter had more forethought than I did because they cut the lights and locked me in an area just as I was about to reach the CAF and call a meeting. So now I'm in the dark, locked in a room, and I have no idea how close or far the imposter is from me. I'm absolutely freaking out and running around, just hoping that they also don't know where I am, or that maybe they weren't yet in the room that they had locked me in. To my unfortunate surprise, they were both in the room and found me and quickly killed me. The worst part is that they also got away with it and ended up winning the whole round. I really felt like I was in the game when I was running around frantically locked inside of this room.
In a 3, dating sim. Dating online is always scary. You don't know the person, you probably haven't met them in person yet, and they could be a 70-year-old man pretending to be your friend's hot mom. But what if that's what you're into? And I mean online dating, not the 70-year-old pretending to be a hot mom. Online dating can be a great tool, but when I say that, I'm talking about things like eHarmony, Tinder, Bumble, Hinge, Farmers Only, Hot Sauce Singles, Equestrian Cupid. You know, all the general dating sites that don't only cater to farmers, hot sauce enthusiasts, or equestrians. Those are all real, by the way, also hashtag not sponsored. But don't date in a video game. It didn't work on Club Penguin and it won't work now. Sure, it might look interesting on How I Met Your Mother, how Ted found a girl on World of Warcraft, but it's not a safe thing. There could be anyone on the other side. It could be someone just trying to steal your data by hacking your computer, or gaining your trust enough to say you just give them your social insurance number. And this happens in Among Us. There have been a couple stories of people finding their soulmates, yes, but there are also plenty of horror stories about how things can go wrong and how some people even get groomed. It's just a bad idea in general, especially if you're a child. If someone tries that with you, leave the lobby. The 5-minute wait time is much better than your life.
In our number 2 spot today, we have a story about voting out the wrong person. This story starts in an emergency meeting where there's only 4 players left. I am orange, and with me there's purple, lime, and brown. Me and lime both know that we are not the imposter, so we're trying to decide if we should vote out purple or brown. We choose purple, even though he is obviously claiming his innocence. We get to the floating screen and the words flash across the screen. Purple was not the imposter, and we really made a mistake. Me, Brown, and Lime end up back in the CAF, and now me and Lime obviously know that Brown is the imposter. We immediately run away so as to not get killed and hope that one of us will be able to call a meeting before we meet our demise. I get to the button and realize we have no emergency meetings left. Now me and Lime are running around the map with nowhere to go and honestly, nothing that we can do. At this point, Brown had obviously won no matter how much we didn't want it to happen.
Finally, in at number 1, Eris Loris. For those of you unfamiliar with the story of Eris Loris, consider yourselves lucky. Eris Loris was an Among Us hacker from back in around October and November of 2020 who had been hacking lobbies, freezing people, and spamming subscribe to Eris Loris and Trump 2020 in the chat. It was extremely annoying and not to mention scary, because if anyone tried to leave, they would be met with threats of getting their data stolen, their identity stolen, the cops called on them for crimes that Eris would have proof you committed. They were also sometimes just unable to to leave the games, and if they did, Eris would be in the next one. It's unknown how they did this, but this real incident caused Innersloth to crack down on Among Us hackers 20 times as much as they were before. It's really scary to see what one person can do with a game as simple as Among Us, where your main goal is to not get killed by the imposter or to kill everyone. Not to worry about the safety of, your family. There we have it, friends, the top 10 scary Among Us moments.
What crazy moments have you guys experienced in Among Us? Let us know in the comments below.
Thank you all so much for watching.
I'm Olivia Kozlowski.
And I have been and shall remain Connor Monroe, and we'll see you in another video.